That ain't it.
I'm looking at both cameras.
Yep. Say that.
Yep.
Are you saving up for a car?
No.
Nothing is wrong with you.
Don't you want peace?
And just being able to express.
Thank y'all for joining us on Your Safe here. I'm here with, I'll let y'all introduce yourselves.
I go by DJ Larry Love. Yeah.
Well, I'm Trina. Some people may know me as Tootie too.
Okay, just like the shirt says.
Yes.
All right, and we are here today to talk about a interesting topic when it comes to struggle love that my boy presented here, and I wanted us to be in a comfortable space to be able to talk about these type of things. I'll go ahead and let my boy get into it, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask both of y'all in a very interview style. You kind of said something earlier, but you can say it again. When you hear the term struggle love, what do you think?
Well, like I said, when you first kind of talked about it, my first initial thought was financial status when it comes into a relationship. But like I said, struggle love, it really depends on the dynamic of your relationship with someone, because struggle love, I feel like, is universal.
Yep.
It's not just marital or dating. It can be parent, child.
Yeah.
So it just really depends.
What's up? What you think, bro?
I guess just hearing the term struggle love is I feel like what our mindsets feel like we have to endure when it comes to just in regards of relationships, point blank period, is we have to struggle. And I don't know if I quite necessarily always agree with that. I don't know if love should be a struggle, but that's just what I envision when I always think of that. I feel like people, when they think of love, they think of struggle, point blank period.
Yeah. It's
like they go hand in hand together. That's just to me, though.
Very tough. So, man, you want me to call you? What you want? You go by LFK or you go by Keith? What you go by, bro?
Either or, bro. Keith is fine.
Keith. Me and Keith was talking. This had to be like, what, about a month ago? Maybe longer.
Probably about a month.
It was about a month ago, yeah. And we were just talking about the idea of struggle love, man. I was on social media scrolling, and you always see these memes, especially when women are upset. Y'all say y'all feelings through memes. Like, we don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Oh, it's just a meme. No, you meant that. But anyways, I'm seeing all these memes, and a lot of them, a woman would maybe say something on top of it and be like, I don't want struggle love. Like, I want real love. And I thought about it, and it pissed me off. because
rightfully so.
As we get older, you start to realize everything is how you think about it, right? Like your perspective on it. So a lot of times a woman, when she's saying that from a hurt place. Maybe a guy used her, or they were in a relationship and he just ain't have his shit together. And she felt like she had to struggle, and then maybe, like the movie, they broke up and now he get his big break and he good, right? So damn, I had to struggle and not. But it's perspective. Like, anyways, I'll break it down in a second. But it's perspective. Everything is about perspective. And I know a lot of women. I hardly hear men talk about struggle love. Not in that way. We'll talk about loving a woman and how it may be a struggle. But the idea of struggle love, right, it usually stems from a woman's perspective, right, about a man who she had to endure. It's basically the idea when you hear that term. So I want to really kind of change the narrative and have a conversation about, like, how can we look at this different? Should we look at it different?
That is a good way to look at it. All right, but can I play devil's advocate?
Play devil's advocate, brother.
We say this terminology comes from women having to deal with men per se, who feel like maybe they ain't got their shit together. Now, could we say is maybe women lowering the bar, dating below probably what they should, quote unquote, be dating?
Yes,
because some women may. It seemed like.
Yes.
I will say it seemed like more women are having their shit more so together.
Yes.
or at least knowing what they're trying to do and going out to get it. Where so is like the men are kind of still finding their way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's all I'm doing. I ain't speaking.
So look.
So is it like,
Go ahead.
when it comes to the struggle love, where it is coming from the women, is it more so that they are just dating below where they should be dating? And that's where the struggle comes in. And because it's like, I don't have to be dealing with this shit of you having to get your shit together and all
100%.
this. I don't have to. I'm doing it because I do love you.
100%.
But at the same time, it's like I don't have to. I don't have to deal with this.
No.
But also at the end of the day, when they do go out and I guess meet the man that's probably on their level or even higher, I think they see it's like, oh, okay, it's not much better on this side either. Like,
I'm gonna let you finish.
Nah.
I'm gonna let you.
no,
finish.
y'all can go ahead, chop in anytime.
I'm gonna just say this and then you speak, but because we talk about struggle love, but the reality is love is a struggle, which is why I'm saying, should we change our perspective?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you talk because I got
All
something,
right,
but go
so
ahead.
let me start with where you were coming from. Me personally, I feel like love itself is not a struggle.
Okay.
I feel like situations that's brought into whatever relationship you have with that person is what causes the struggle.
Okay.
So, because I mean, you can't. If I'm struggling to love you, then I shouldn't be with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how I feel. So it can't be love if it's that hard to do it. You know. So that's one. Two, I do think the narrative needs to be changed because being a mother of boys, I want my boys to know that they have a voice. So
Yes, ma'am.
if
Definitely,
you're dating
definitely.
someone, you have the right to say, hey, I'm uncomfortable with this, or hey, I'm unhappy, or hey, I do love you. Like, I want them to feel like they have that freedom. I feel
As a
like,
man.
yeah, I
As
feel
a
like
man.
the men that I've dealt with in the past, or just the men in my generation, y'all were taught to just, men are tough.
Work.
Men don't have, work. Men don't cry, don't do this. That's not okay. And that's why us women are dealing with the men now and dealing with these issues, and that's why it's causing these struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your fault? No. It technically is not your fault, but because it was just how you were raised. Or again, what if you were raised a single parent, your mother, and because of what she went through with men or that, you know, the father, so now she's trying to teach you to be a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the situation that caused that.
So I say love is a struggle. The reason I say that, I don't mean it in the sense of what women are talking about. Love is a struggle because to love someone, you have to first get over yourself and deal with yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
To
100%.
love someone else. So the first struggle is I'm me and you.
Right.
And accepting that and loving you.
Right.
So in that sense, two people who grew up in the same household don't get along.
That's true.
So you're talking about two people, different households, different everything, ideologies, everything. We coming together to try to love each other
Right.
as imperfect humans.
Right.
We all fucked up.
Right.
Agree.
J. Cole said in his little documentary for KOD that like everybody's parents fuck their kids up. The goal is every generation you fuck your kids up
No
less.
less. Yeah.
Right? Like that's because we're humans. We're not God. We're gods and goddesses, right? But we're not God. So we're not perfect.
Right.
So the struggle, even two people, like you said, the guy who got his shit together and the girl who found the guy who got, or whatever, they're together. And then she realized, damn, it's different, but
It's not
shit
different.
still ain't different.
Right.
He got his shit together, but he's still a man, and you still a woman. He's still him, and you still you. Right?
He still got his mindset and his ideas and his thoughts.
So the nuances of you did deal with a man who maybe didn't have his shit together, but what were you looking for in dealing with that man?
I think people have to understand that it doesn't matter who you date. It's like,
Come on, go ahead.
it doesn't
Go
matter
there.
if you dating the richest man
Go
or the
ahead.
poorest
Come
man.
on.
It's what are you looking for?
Woo!
You're never gonna find someone at 100%.
Uh-huh.
As long as you can at least get 80 of your 100, you got to have a perfect mate. If you ask me,
But
that's number one.
all right, so are women okay with dealing with the idea of this man is not perfect, and I'm okay with that because I love him for him.
Let's
I'm willing
But
to
if
accept
I'm,
it.
that's what I'm saying. If
Let's
I
talk about
love you though, that 20 that you lacking, I should be able to fill that up. To be honest, isn't that what a partner is?
So
you come with your good,
Yep.
and then what you bad at, I'm supposed to help that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to be even just equivalent. Just like, I'm quite sure it's 80% of me you love, and then it's the 20% that I'm slacking on. That's where the partnership comes in at.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. You're never gonna find
Now,
that.
granted, that don't mean just
100.
deal with anything.
Yeah,
Right?
no,
You
like,
have-
no,
you have-
definitely
You
don't.
have your
Standards.
boundaries.
Have
them.
You have your boundaries. Don't allow a person to overstep the boundaries, and make sure you stand firm on those boundaries. That's not what we here are saying.
So can we talk about that?
What, standing firm on boundaries?
What do you have to do to stand firm on boundaries? And I'm saying this as somebody who I'm in counseling right now. Every Friday.
I think it's very hard because when you do love somebody, you tend to kind of shift those boundaries a little bit. Like,
Okay.
you tend to bend them a little bit for them
Mhm.
because you want to keep giving them chance after chance after chance after chance because you understand.
She said, okay.
You understand that they are human. They are going
Yes.
to fuck up.
So you're
I'm
talking
pretty
about,
sure we've all been in
Of
relationships
course.
and stuff where a
Yeah.
person has been like, I never would have dealt with this shit outside a relationship, but then you get in a relationship, it's like, I'm dealing with the
Fuck,
same
I'm
shit
dealing
that I
with the
never
same
said I would
shit.
never deal with.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's
Because it's a reality.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, men and women don't understand each other, and we don't understand each other because we all just being selfish.
right.
I'm being stuck in the fact that I'm a man and I don't want to bend to how you think, but you being stuck in the fact that you're a woman and I should just read your right. You feel
Read
me?
my mind.
Yes,
Mhm.
but let's.
You should just know. Oh, God, I just heard
But
that
I'm gonna
not
tell
too
you,
long ago.
boundaries come from self-love.
Yes.
I agree.
A lot of us
Yes.
have not spent time with ourselves. We don't know ourselves. Therefore, we don't really love ourselves. You can't create
Yes.
boundaries if you don't love yourself,
Mhm.
right? Nah, we ain't. When you learn to love yourself, bruh, you realize, like, okay, this is my boundary. This person is breaking it. Let's have a conversation.
Right.
Not
Right.
let me lash out.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like,
Not let me
hey,
remind you of my ex.
Let's
Right.
talk about
Now,
it.
let's talk about this.
Right.
And let me really get down to the.
This is how I feel. This is what's making me feel this way.
Right.
Something needs to happen to where it's
Right.
adjust.
Because this
And
is
why
a,
are you doing this?
this is a relationship.
Yeah. That's
It
all.
is an exchange, a back and forth, right?
Yes.
We're hitting.
I
That's
totally
therapy. That's
agree.
that
I'm just
therapy.
saying,
Totally.
women got to take responsibility for themselves, and men got to take responsibility for themselves.
That's literally the major problem with every relationship.
Nobody takes
Accountability.
responsibility for this,
Accountability.
and I can't hold you
Yeah.
accountable because you looking at me like
Right.
I'm the reason.
But like you
And vice
said,
versa.
Yeah.
it goes back to, if I don't know who I am, how
Tell
can
me.
I tell you how to love me and take care of me and be there for me? I don't know who I am
But people do it on a daily basis.
on a daily basis.
Mm.
And that's one of the things that we have to start breaking.
Which is why so many people like lash out in frustration and all these things. It's like, oh, you're not loving me properly. You're not telling me how
How
to love
to.
you because you don't know.
Right.
you
You
don't
how
know
to love
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Straight like
So
that.
you
Right.
get frustrated because it's like, oh, you're just not doing these things right. You're just not doing these things right. But you're not telling me how to love you because you don't know how to love yourself. So how can I love you?
Yeah.
Right.
You want me to figure out something you were supposed to figure
Yeah, I can't
Right.
figure it out for you. That's something you
Right.
have to figure out on
And
your
then
own.
another
And then
thing-
you can come to me and tell me how.
Right. And then another thing is people project their own insecurities
Hell yeah.
onto their partner too.
Yes.
And that's not okay.
That comes with alright. So I'm gonna back it up, and then I want to talk about how can we change the narrative, right? But like
Change the most narrative.
that all goes back to dealing with our past, right? Because if you don't really think you have insecurity. I'm not even gonna use the word know, right? Because you might know,
Yeah.
but you don't think it. Like, I know I got some stuff messed up in me, but I don't really think I'm insecure. I just know I've been hurt, so blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
If a child grew up in the hood, right, and that child becomes a man, and that man is 25 now, and that man out here wilding, we're gonna look at that man and we're gonna say, listen, bruh, I know what your past was like, but you a man now. You gotta let that shit go. You need to get your shit together because you can no longer use that as an excuse. We do that to people, not just men, in the street all the time. Like when we're expecting more of them. Right?
Yeah.
But in relationships, we don't look at a person and say, bruh, you need to deal with your shit. You cannot use this person hurting you no more.
Right.
Because they don't do nothing but hurt you.
Right.
Right? When you start dealing with yourself, you start realizing, damn, maybe I'm attracting this shit.
Right.
Because I ain't dealt with me.
But a lot of people don't want to admit that.
Because it's hard, bruh.
Yeah.
Because you gotta
Why do I
admit some
keep
nasty
getting-
shit about yourself.
You hear it all the time, like with women. Why do I keep getting these type of men? Or even with men, dang, why I keep getting these type of women? Maybe there's something in you that's attracting these type of people, but they don't want to have that honest conversation.
Yeah.
Shout out
Taking
to
that
Cat
accountability.
Williams. Shout out to Cat Williams. He said it a while ago. You keep messing with ain't shit niggas because maybe you ain't shit.
Right.
That's
That's
really that
facts.
simple.
Anyways, okay.
And that cycle just gonna keep repeating.
Cycles, bro. Don't make me
That's,
go into
that's
my
a whole.
conversation.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a whole different combo in itself.
That's a whole okay, so what I just want to ask you more like why do you feel like I'm gonna say people. We talking about women, but people, why do you think we hold on to this concept of struggle love? Like it's like we want to let it go. Like we want to keep posting the memes instead of at least looking at it and saying,
Well, I know. Well, I'm not one of them people that do that. So.
for sure.
But
But you see it.
I see it,
You see how it's
and
done.
I'm not gonna lie that when I see it, I do agree with some of them because I know I've been in past relations and they remind me, yeah, that was him.
Mm-hmm.
Or I've even seen like a meme where this dude, he posted it and was like, I'm tired of y'all women who had a father in y'all life because y'all want these standards.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading it like,
I got a perspective on that.
that's crazy.
I got a perspective.
So you're
Yeah,
mad at her
perspective,
because her daddy had did everything for her
Mm-mm.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And show her, okay, when you date a guy, he's supposed to do this and this for you or whatever like that. So you're blaming her for that. Like to me, but that's how I took it.
Can I
like
address
that's
that?
not fair.
Can I
Yeah.
address that? So
Yeah.
I think still kind of the way he was going about it was wrong. But what he's trying to say is that men have to be mindful that when they're raising their daughters, baby, your man not finna treat you how I treated you. I'm your father,
That's true.
right? Don't go out there looking for me. Go out there looking for a man with certain qualities like myself. But
They
he's
share
gonna
the
be
same,
his
like, yeah,
right. But he's gonna be
morals and
his
stuff.
own person.
Right.
Also, if I'm your father and I was born in the 60s and he was born in the 90s,
Totally.
y'all
two different
probably ain't
eras.
got the same shit going on.
Right. That's
I was taking care of the house. This nigga splitting bills with you, and ain't nothing wrong with that.
true.
You want your dad in 2020 when you probably make more money than him.
That's true.
What
And
the hell?
It's different too. Cost of living, everything is
Come
different
on.
now.
So I
Takes two
think
people.
that might be what bro is trying to say is that
Yeah.
like not necessarily blaming the dad, but what he's saying is these women who've had these fathers. No, it's not. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
But I think their father might have missed the mark in telling them, "Hey, I'm amazing, and you're gonna meet an amazing man, but he not gonna be me.
Yeah.
He can never be me.
Yeah.
And if he's a superior man, an alpha man, whatever you want to call him, he gonna stand in that and say, yeah, he not gonna be me,
Yeah.
but he'll be somebody who has certain values like me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because obviously I'm raising you and I'm treating you a certain way
Yeah.
because I want you to understand. But don't expect that nigga to pay all your shit.
Right.
Don't expect that. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
I think
I'll
that's
say-
what bro was trying to get at, and he probably just did it wrong.
Well,
as
I'll
fuck,
say
but-
this. I've gone through couples counseling, And now I'm in counseling for myself.
Which is the best thing.
It is
by the
literally
way.
the best thing. I
All you
don't
couples
know
out
what
there,
the stigma is with black people. Go to counseling.
we could talk. You're safe here.
You're safe.
You're
You're
definitely
You're
safe.
definitely safe. I mean, they have black and white and mixed. They have all kind of men and women. Whatever your preference is, you can do it.
That's a whole nother conversation too. We don't talk about it.
But I'll say this. One of the things that I learned in couple counseling is me. Because by the way, I've been married for almost 7 years now. It's hard, especially being. Oh yes, but it was tough just because we got married so young, and my expectations of what I thought my marriage was going to be is terrible. Like it was like I had the wrong idea of what marriage was supposed to be, especially just because I grew up in a single parent home, but he grew up in a 2-parent home. So I automatically was like, okay, you grew up in a 2-parent home, so you know how to love, you know how to, the whole family dynamic. Like I had all of these expectations on him.
No ladies.
And then, and that was wrong of me to put that pressure on him, especially because we're young. And yes, I mean, marriage is tough. We had our ups and we had our downs.
Yeah.
But again, love shouldn't be a struggle. But we had to learn. That's why I said we had to learn. It wasn't us loving each other that was the struggle. It was everything around us. And it was our fault that it was happening because we allowed people or we allowed each other's own insecurities or whatever to cause all of this turmoil. So we literally had to make a choice. Do we love each other enough to fix this? And not only that, unbreak some of the things that we were taught, because I had to learn just because he grew up in a 2-parent home, he was still taught some things that was not okay.
Hell yeah.
Even though I was raised by a black woman, a strong black woman, shout out to my mama.
For sure.
But she did teach me some things that was like, yeah, Mom, that wasn't okay. So it's our choice to, you know what, we're going to, like my therapist would say, keep people out of our bedroom. We focus on us. And then we also build a foundation for our children. So that way, and we break that cycle.
Come on.
So they don't go through
We breaking
struggle. So they don't go through
cycles.
struggle.
Come back to the
You know what I'm
cycles.
saying?
Yes.
And that's why
I'm
I was so adamant, because I have 2 boys and a girl. And it's like my daughter, you know what I'm saying, she does have a great father in her life. Yeah. But to me, it's so important because I don't never want her to go through what I had to go through, because I didn't have a male father figure like that. I mean, I did, but not really. Long story.
I got you.
But, I want her to know, like, baby, you are important. Know your self-worth. But also know you do, or whoever you're in a relationship with, you respect that man.
For sure.
He has feelings. Listen. It's vice versa. My boys. Man. Don't let no woman make you feel like you less than.
Come on.
Especially when I know you came from me. I know you a king. Ain't no way. But they're going to struggle. They're going to go through it.
Of course.
But it's just the point. I want to give them tools, though.
Yeah. To
know, like, okay, my mama told me when I got older, when I started dating, this is going to happen. What can I do?
Yes.
To me, that's important. Because who did it for us, though?
Nobody. What you mean? We had to figure this shit out.
Right. True. But I think we also got to get to a point where we got to forgive our parents as well, because they did the best they could with what they knew.
That's all they had.
Yeah.
But that's why I say each generation.
You make it less fucked up than the last one. Because I know it's things, and this may be off a little bit of a subject, but
we're talking about love, so
I notice things like with my son and how my dad is with him and how he was raised. See, my father didn't really have his parents in his life. He never knew his father. Wasn't there, never. And then his mother was kind of like in and out. So he was raised by his grandparents. So he's already raised a generation back.
Above.
So from his ideology and the things that he believed in and things he stand on, it's things he taught to us. And it's things that me and even my older brother be talking about amongst ourselves. Be like, yo, like that, some of that stuff, like, can't fly in today's time. Like, it's a little different. Even though I love that the morals and the stuff that he
there are principles in it that we gotta
the principles
take.
still need to be there
for sure.
Yeah.
But it is some things that I be noticing, like with my son, and it's like, okay, like he's real big, like especially like on a man being a man, and it's like, all right, he's 3.
Yeah.
Right.
So I get what you're trying to instill in him, but he's 3.
Let him just be a
like
kid.
he's a child. Let him just be a child.
Yeah.
Because he's growing up in a different time than when you was growing up. Where back in your time, yes, that was different and it was unaccepted. But guess what? Black people wasn't accepting amongst white people either at one point. Should we still be instilling that? Because racism still is going on. It's just like we're in a different time. It's like, hey, if he's gonna see things and be, come across things that during our time, yes, wasn't really out there, but it's different now. So with that being understood, you have to be okay with that. And also, if he does turn to that side or that way, I don't care. I'm gonna love him regardless. My son. And you gonna love him regardless too, because that's your grandson.
Right.
But it's just like, so it's things like that I also be noticing. It's like, okay, some of those older generation, old styles and principles that we do stand on, it's like, with those cycles, like some of that stuff gotta be tuned a little bit. Just like the justice system need to be tuned a little bit. It's adjustments. Things just have to be adjusted. You can't stand on the same things from 1920 to 2020.
And that's when it goes back to, like I said, it depends. It's more than just one kind of relationship that can be a struggle.
Yeah.
So that's why I said it's important for us to, to me, it's important to talk about all of that and be open with all of that.
Yeah.
Because again, my struggles didn't start when I met my husband. My struggles started
the moment he was born.
way before that he came into the picture. And like I said, for me, it was just a lot of letting go. I never realized how like childish I was in my marriage. Because like I said, when I got married, I was 23 and he was 21. I'm 2 years older than my husband.
I feel you on that. I'm not married no more, but I got married at 19.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it was bad, and it was
married,
stuff
boy.
I was still holding on for past relationships
that
that I was bringing into my marriage, not even knowing. And it was stuff from his previous relationship that we didn't even realize until couples therapy that he was bringing into our relationship, and it was just like, it was amazing to even open that door.
Yeah.
Therapy helps people.
So you can become a better person. Like, seriously.
Look, at the end of the day, we all dealing with trauma. Shout out to Al Pete. We all dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? And until we get honest about that, right? We can't move forward. We can't break cycles. We can't. I used to hear older people talk about generational curses. What I'm talking about? All right, it makes sense now. They were saying it, but I don't think they understood like what it took or what was really about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, generational curses are real because from generation to generation we dealing with stuff, but we not dealing with it.
Right.
That's
passing it on without knowing that we're still passing.
And bro, that even goes down. And I'm gonna hit on this real quick, and I'm gonna go to something else. But like, it even goes down to the food we eat, right? We talk about like this is hereditary, as if like it's passed down through our DNA. No, nigga, you pass down your food habits, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's why everybody in the family got heart disease. Right. We eating fried chicken twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, so also you were talking about your marriage, like. Another thing we also have to be very mindful about when we're choosing a mate is, do we both agree on where love comes from? What is love? Because a lot of people don't really know what that means.
What is love?
Right? Like, we think love is struggle, which is why some people say, I don't want struggle love. So what love do you want? Do you know what love you want?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, whether you believe in God or not, I believe, if nothing else, love is divine. True love comes from a place of divinity. if we can't agree on that, we might have a problem.
Right.
Because in those moments when I do need grace from you, and I am doing my best, it's just not working out, I'm going to need that real love.
Yes.
Not that fake love. You know what I'm saying?
agree.
Like,
I agree.
unconditional.
and vice versa. But, yeah. So that's a whole nother, like, do we even agree on what love is?
I think that's the problem, too. Like, and I will say I do agree with, like, my grandparents' generation. A lot of people now, they just give up so quickly. First little
Yes.
thing happened, I'm done.
Why?
Because that's what I seen.
Yeah. Why do we do
That's
that?
what I seen.
Why do we do that?
Like, I'm not gonna deal with this. No, that's stupid. Whatever. Go
I
on to
think
the next.
I think it comes from a pure place because we're learning at least a little bit what boundaries are, right? So it's like, okay, that's a boundary for me, but we're just not being realistic about the whole picture.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. This is why I think therapy at the end of the day, and therapy doesn't always have to be necessarily everybody sitting down with a counselor because some people can't afford it. It's right.
Right.
But what are you pouring into yourself? What are you listening to? Like, it's so many resources for us to get our mental better. You know what I'm saying? And to even
slight
learn.
exercise in the morning, running, stuff like that.
Shout out
That's
to
therapeutic.
I'm gonna plug that. Shout out to Landra or something.
Oh, shameless plug, shameless
Yeah,
plug.
but like a book like this is everyday wisdom that the place of love that he's tapping in from is a divine love. He's tapping into God love. But like,
Yeah.
you pouring into yourself positive things, good things, kind things, not memes that a hurt person wrote. And now you taking that as Bible.
Right.
That be my problem with memes. Somebody else that's hurting just like you wrote this shit. It's not divine wisdom.
Right.
How are you really growing from this? You hurting yourself.
It'd be funny. I can't front.
It
But
could be
it's
funny
just
as
reading
hell,
those
but
memes. But just reading those memes, that's you putting negativity into you.
boom, you
Because
affirming
when you
that.
read it, like I said, when I read it, my first thought is, oh yeah, I know, because so and so. It just
And
brings it.
It's okay to relate,
Yeah.
right? We can relate, but is that what we stopping at?
Right.
We just gonna stop at relating, and now we both just sitting in this hurt.
Right.
We don't want to grow. We don't want to be, because growing hurts. Okay, got it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you
Being
just have to
uncomfortable.
choose
Nobody
different.
likes being
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
You have to choose different. It's just so weird that you bring this up. Because, like, at church, like, my pastor was talking about the election, but he was saying how we could use it in everyday life.
Yeah.
And he was just saying, like, on social media, when people post all of this stuff, you have a choice you can feed into that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when people see that, they're like, oh, but that's supposed to be a Christian, or that's supposed, you know what I'm saying? And they see you lounging into the memes, okay, like the memes or whatever like that. So if I'm sharing these memes and stuff, whatever, everybody know that I'm married and I got all that. What does that make me? A hypocrite. That's not okay.
Nah.
But instead of doing that, say, you know what, I've been through that and I'm gonna pray for her because I hope whatever hurt she going through, she heals from that.
Straight like that.
It can be as simple as that, or
Look,
vice versa.
ooh, don't get me started. We addicted to trauma. We addicted to drama. It's hard for us to not like latch on to that.
Right.
We the negative part about us wants to kind of feed into that because it just feels better. It's easier.
Right.
So why not continue to post the memes? Why? You know what I'm saying?
I got one question though.
Go ahead.
What do you do when you're in a situation where you're genuinely trying to become a better person, but it's people who know your past, or people that know what you've been through and know the struggle loves you've had with whoever, whatever, and those people keep trying to bring that up? For example, like I said, you know, I've been married for a long time, but me and my husband have been in some dark places. And some people are aware of that.
Yeah.
But now we're in a place where we're literally working on being better people. But there's still some people that like to be, well, don't forget when this happened. Or don't forget you did that. What do you do with that?
Cut their ass off. That's you get them the hell out of here.
Exactly.
Them people cannot exist.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta be careful.
They got to
who
be
you
gone.
Let into
Right.
That's
your
the
house,
lesson.
something like that.
That's the lesson. You know what I'm saying? But if you got people around, you cut them the hell out. They got to go.
And they be
They
mad.
So
They be mad.
I love you all the same. You gotta go.
and then they be the first ones. Oh, well, don't forget you did this, and that.
But
I did, and I'ma own it.
Misery loves
Thank you.
company.
True.
Misery
Right.
loves company. dog.
But at the same
Go
time,
ahead.
yes, misery does love company. But we also got to appreciate the friends that hold you accountable for your shit.
that ain't misery.
No, that's different.
No, I know that's different.
That's love.
I just got to make, yeah.
That's love.
Yeah. What you're talking about, yes, like misery. If you
Yeah.
see me trying, if you see us trying to do better, you ain't got to bring back up the old stuff.
No.
Right.
But if you see me doing bad,
Call
call
my
me
shit.
out on my shit. Like, hey, you know damn shit ain't right. Now,
Right.
you, of course, you my friend. So it's like, all right, cool. But hey, I'm just letting you know, you know what you
Hey,
doing.
a person,
Right.
a person who loves themselves will call you out on your
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Right.
Because they're probably gonna love you, and they're gonna be like, "Look, bro, I ain't
Tighten
perfect."
Up. Yeah, tighten up, bro.
But
Yeah,
I
I know I am, but I ain't doing that.
Cause he good at it. He hey.
Tighten up. Tighten up. Like,
Straight like that, bro. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't got. I think that was. I don't really got much to say, brother.
all right, well, this was a great sit down with y'all.
Yeah,
And the
same.
topic of struggle love shit. It might have to be a part 2 to this because this was. I think we was touching on some things that
we
opened up into other possible
yes.
topics.
Yes, sir.
But yes, thank y'all for tuning in for You're Safe Here. You can also purchase the EP, the digital magazines. We got videos coming out, the video series and all that at your YOURE safe-here.com. Anybody want to plug in some stuff?
Oh, well, you can follow me on Instagram, Trina versus Tootie. That's me.
That's dope. I am DJ Larry Love. That's LOVE, not LUV. It's LOVE. That's on everything: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Patreon. No, not Patreon. I'm just playing, but just Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. YouTube as well. Yeah, follow me. We got some content rolling out for y'all. But yeah, I appreciate you having me, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
this is
No
dope.
And
problem.
just
No
letting
problem.
people know you're safe here. Seriously.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, for real. Also follow me at Respect Mr. Walker on all social media platforms. Once again, Respect Mr. Walker, and you'll be able to see this content on the LRK Productions YouTube channel. So also follow LRK at official LRK 904 on IG. Thank y'all.
Peace.